Said you're busting at night.
No, I did not bust the nut. We're busting it out. We're doing it live.
That's gross.
Jeez. What are the people gonna think? You can't go spreading rumors like that.
Yes.
But welcome to the first annual. Um,
Well, come.
Jesus, it never ends, does it? This guy's mind is in the gutter. Let me get a shovel, help you fucking get those gutters out, because they're just filled with shit.
uh, I've been
But
sleeping all day. You leave me alone.
that's okay. He's for the fans out there. He's a poor sick boy, so he's doing this with every ounce of energy he has, and you better be grateful.
Yes. Well, talk about my favorite movie from the DC universe.
I hope so. So this is the first annual DC anything, right?
No, we did Watchmen.
Oh shit. Okay, second annual. Second annual DC anything. Sort of the first annual unofficial of movies that everyone says are fucking terrible that we need to go look at.
It's terrible. I thought this movie was great. It had a
I,
back scene.
I thought it was good. It sounds like you're being sarcastic, but genuinely, I was like, it's just a solid action movie. But that's apparently not what anyone else ever thought. Um,
There's a lot of redundancies in this movie.
yeah, I mean maybe a couple. The
I think
stories.
they introduced the characters like 2 times, maybe a third. You can kind of stretch one of the times, a third time, but they for real, for sure, introduced the characters at least twice.
Right.
Um,
That's funny. Yeah, and it was kind of weird some of the stuff when at the introductions, like the whole cool bit of them going to hire them. I was like, oh, cool. They're gonna go give them bargains and tell them to come work with them, and then they'll either agree or whatever. But then the next scene when they're getting to go like suit up, they just beat the shit out of all of them, like kidnapped them.
it was to show how brutal the DC prison system is,
Oh,
how they treat criminals.
it was
Uh,
terrible.
yeah,
It did.
that's
It
the
just
point.
under like not undercut. What's the word? It just it didn't seem like it was continuity with the last shit that we were shown. Um,
Yeah,
it was just weird. Yeah, that one was weird. To be fair for anyone thinking when I said it was a good action movie, it is, but it has problems. I think honestly, with if some of the problems were fixed, it could have been like a solid movie, like an
that's
eight.
that's what I mean when I said
Um,
there's a solid movie in there. It's just the editing is really off.
right.
Um,
And some of this stuff didn't make sense too. Like I guess, and
some of the ways the scenes were cut seems weird. Like I think some of the backstory shouldn't have been so front loaded. It should have been interspersed throughout the movie.
right.
Um, so they're
Not
supposed to be bad guys, right? So, but they already try to root for. They try to make you root for them right from the get go. They should wait till like later on.
right. No,
Um,
that makes sense because that's kind of the whole thing. Is it's not special if they're bad guys. If 10 minutes in, we all know they're good guys deep down or some shit.
yeah.
No, that makes sense. What do you call it? I did like all of the dudes though. The only one I didn't
Uh,
like was the
Killer
crazy
Croc.
Katani lady.
Oh, okay, really? I thought you wouldn't like Killer Croc.
Nah, Croc was
Uh,
cool. He only had a couple lines, but he was cool, dude.
I felt like he was a stereotype. I don't know.
You think so? Was of what? Like just monster men, I guess.
A black guy.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't catch that at all.
Oh, well, that's because he kept going. He would say axe, and he'd call what's her face Shorty, and then he whenever they asked him what he wanted after this mission, he was like BET.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
I like that shit. I laughed. I said, bro, this man's out here
uh,
watching big booty videos and eating fucking a fucking sandwich. That shit was funny.
uh,
I didn't catch any of the other stuff though. Maybe I just wasn't looking for it. It's also I didn't have subtitles, so it was hard to understand what he said
I
sometimes.
don't know. Maybe if I was into that, that'd be cool because I'm okay with Diablo. Diablo is just a walking stereotype as well. So,
That's true.
uh,
He was well personified though, I guess. Like his story and his character and his arc and everything was really good.
I don't think they delivered very well. I was by the end, he's like, I lost one family, I won't lose another. I was like, really?
That was a
I
little
don't.
cheesy.
I was like, I don't buy that he likes these people that much yet.
Right. No,
It's a little
definitely
too
that,
soon.
that was cheesy.
Yeah.
Everything until that point though, holy shit. The first
Yeah, he
thing
was
he
good.
said
He was well. Oh yeah, his characterization was really well
when he's in the
established. I liked
fucking
it.
in like the cage,
Yeah.
bro. My heart. I'm a man. I'm not a weapon. It's I'll die in peace before I raise my hand in violence again. I said, oh my god, my hero.
Yeah, I liked him. I liked him a lot. His
The writers
characterization.
gave
I
him
just didn't
extra
like.
special attention.
No, they didn't.
You don't think
That was
so?
all. I was all his acting. No, that had nothing to do with the writing.
Maybe, because
Uh,
I mean, because I don't. I guess I always want to call him Deathstroke. What was it? What was his name?
Deadshot.
Deadshot. Yeah, he had some pretty good. Well, he had some pretty good
I say he
lines.
was good. He was very well acted,
Um,
and he had a lot of the best lines.
right. So it seemed like him and Diablo were the two that got the most. Um,
Harley's very well acted as well.
yeah, no, she did a
Um,
pretty good job. There was only a couple times I was like weird. I guess I was like, huh, she sounds weirder. It didn't sit right.
mhm.
But very few. One thing I wish I wish they wouldn't have done so much was her tits and ass. Like
Uh,
I was gonna
it
give
came
them
out
2 to 3.
2016. It came
Huh?
out 2016.
I was gonna give them like 2 to 3. I said you're gonna have 2 to 3 scenes, right? And I think they pushed it to like 5 to 6, and I was like, we get
Was
it,
it?
tits and ass, I got it. Like stop. But it
I mean,
wasn't.
I guess there was a lot. A lot. I mean, I guess there was a lot of them, like not ass shots, but like shots of them from the back, so you could see her ass. But I wouldn't call it
No, not like that. Yeah, it
explicitly
wasn't
her.
like those. I wouldn't really count those.
Okay,
No, those
so I
are
can only
fine.
really recall like maybe two.
Let me think. Cause it was.
There was one where she's changing for sure.
Yeah, definitely changing, which I was kind of like, okay, I guess with it. It was under my like it was at that point in time. I was like, okay, that's part of the 2 or 3 they're supposed to get, but that one was in poor taste. I felt like,
Hmm.
um, the previous one was better. I guess the entirety of the whole scene, I racked it up to like maybe 3 of that whole scene she had in the beginning with that one goon. Um,
Oh right.
then
Okay.
she had another scene when she's in the bar, her and Joker, and
Hmm.
he was like, yeah, go fuck that guy essentially or whatever. It was supposed to be the thing. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, another one. Then there
I
was the
wouldn't say it was
change.
that explicit. I thought it was just
It wasn't explicit, but it was just another like, why is that there? That didn't necessarily add to the scene. The scene was supposed
I
to
think
show that they're
they're
crazy.
trying to establish that the Joker is actually mad. This iteration of the Joker is actually mad in love with her, or possessive of her, whichever view you want to take of that.
Oh, I
Um,
guess I never thought of it that way.
but
I thought it was
yeah,
just showing his ruthless. He was like a gangster in this movie. I guess was he
well,
supposed to be?
I guess, well, yeah, he's a gangster in this movie.
Okay, because
Um,
I wasn't unsure at first. I was like, yeah, he's like
he is
fucking
a gang
nasty.
boss in the comics. It's very rarely portrayed in like the cartoons and the other movies that
Right,
he has a gang and has a
right.
lot of minions under him,
I knew he had
or
goons. I
goons.
just didn't never think of him as like thug nasty, iced out type goons. Like
Yeah,
he's not.
no, they tried to make him actual like early 2010s fucking uh what's the word I'm looking for? Like rap gangster.
I guess so. Yeah, like
Uh,
flashy, over the top kind of.
yeah, no, he's never been that. So that's why I
Right.
was like
I would
that's
see it better
weird.
with like a character like Kingpin or somebody. I could
Yeah,
if
he's
you
like
want to make
he's kind of a mafia boss, but like a fucking joke of a mafia boss, but
right. I guess I could see that. Yeah, the direction wasn't necessarily a bad direction. It was just
um
different.
yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. Everybody
No,
went crazy
that's
saying
so
that he
yeah.
was the worst fucking Joker, and I'm like, he's pretty bad, but not the worst, I think.
Right, and a lot of the bad I think is just a sour taste because it's not the Joker you're used to. That's like
Yeah.
my biggest thing is that that's not who I know as the Joker. And
But I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker isn't fucking animated series Joker.
right,
He's and people accepted that one like with open arms because of how well performed it was. And well,
right,
the movie was also good and the script was amazing. So,
right.
um,
That makes sense. Yeah, there is like a lot of factors that have to play into because
yeah.
and he didn't get a lot of screen time, which I think is also one thing. It's surprising he was all over the promotional material, but he didn't play a big factor in the movie.
Apparently, if Jared Leto, the character, the actor who played him, is to believe, there was a like an hour and a half of stuff that they filmed that they didn't even put in the movie.
Really?
Um, yeah.
Huh. I wonder why.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense because I know that there was reshoots. I don't know if he was supposed to be the main bad guy or something.
Right.
Or
I would have
trigger
liked to see him do
the incident.
more. Just
Yeah.
because I thought it was really cool when he was like, "I'm coming to get you," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, is he gonna be the one that saves them from like the little headband things?" And then he just saved her, and I was like, "Oh, no."
Yeah. Yeah. He don't care about the rest of them.
Yeah, but it was gonna be cool if he saved all of them, and he was like, "Yeah, come with me," and then like they made like a group together. It'd be kind of cool. There was a new group
Yeah.
that was all of their own personal interest group, and then they
Yeah.
had to fight the good guys, air quotes. But then their conflicting interests came back to play, and then they have a change of heart, right? It was like
Yeah.
that would have been the change where like, oh, see, they're bad guys. They escape with the other bad guy, and they'd be halfway through the movie, and then somewhere,
My
75%.
what I was leaning towards is that he was trying to bust Harley out, but then he was gonna kill all her like the all because they're all supposed to be her friends by the end of the movie. That he was gonna try to kill all her friends, and she was gonna betray the Joker and leave him.
Oh, they could have
Um,
done that, yeah. That would have been an
um,
interesting angle. They had a lot of angles they could have taken too. Like, that's what I said. The cast was pretty good. Like, the
yeah.
people were cool. Like, they just kind of the weird thing they fumbled. Like, I really liked Enchantress character in the beginning, and then she just
I like her design
disappeared.
in the beginning. I don't like her weird like belly dancer design towards the end.
Yeah, I don't like that
Um,
either. And she was
I
even
like
like
the
doing the
creepy.
weird dances like at the end. Look, she was twitching. I was like,
But
what's wrong with
that didn't look nearly as bad as I remembered when I watched that in theaters.
her?
So
Yeah, it wasn't egregious or nothing, but it did look weird to me. I was like, why is she like doing this weird twitchy dancing thing while she's like
she was
doing
doing
her
a belly
powers?
dance. She was doing
But
her belly
sometimes it
dance.
wasn't a dance; it was like a little flick. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just bad acting. I don't know. I don't want to shit on somebody.
Editing. I think I was editing. I don't think that was the acting.
Right.
I didn't look natural. So
But yeah, it was just like it wasn't bad, but yeah, she just took like a huge dip and just disappeared for the whole movie. Even the entire plot, it just felt like by the time they ramped up towards the end, I'm like, what? Where? Like, just get rid of that. If they would have just got rid of Enchantress and the big monster, I guess her brother, completely, and done more of a grounded, based kind of storyline, I think it would have even been better than like an action movie. Just because they
hmm
really personified the characters and their
yeah.
shit pretty well. Except for like, some people got shit on.
I think they should have got. I think they should have got some like smaller missions in the beginning of the movie rather than having so much introduction to each character.
Right, right.
Um,
Let them be introduced on missions.
yeah. So I think we had two scenes where we're like, this guy never misses, and then like we saw him fucking shooting the target practice,
That shit
and
was
then we
cool. That scene was cool.
it was very
He was,
well
she was
done.
like, she was. What the fuck did he say? He was like, yeah, you're not gonna give me a loaded gun, something, something. She was like, yeah, pull the trigger. We'd never give you a loaded gun or some shit. Um, and I can't remember. No, it was the back and forth between the lady and him. It was just really good. I can't remember the
Yeah,
exact lines. And he was like, dude, don't listen to her. You just met her. I'd known you for like 9 months. That shit
yeah.
was funny too. Like,
You see, y'all jokers are crazy.
right.
Um,
That's true though, because he was like, I would never expected that.
yeah,
That shit was pretty good, man. And then of course, like the whole scene, he's talking to a dude, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck you, buddy." He was like, "I'm talking to your boss, asshole." I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of slick." They had really cool moments in the beginning. I didn't understand Harley's shit at all. Why was she in a cage?
'cause
Like,
she's crazy.
yeah, but they put her like in the
She's in a
maximum.
cage inside a cage
Right,
inside a tertiary cage.
right. Why does she have the highest security out of all of them? And maybe you could argue Killer Croc, but like, what?
Nah,
She's
she
not
had
that
the,
dangerous.
but she's crazy.
I get they
And
wanted to
and,
like
and she gets inside their heads because she's like flirty and shit. So they go, "Oh yeah, she wouldn't hurt me." And then they get fucking in there and they get fucked up. Um,
maybe. I just think it was funny. I was like, they wanted her to be, I guess, a spectacular intro, and
mhm.
it worked. Like a lot of the things they shot, I think did well, but it just didn't. It didn't feel right. I was like, no, do a little bit different. But it wasn't bad. Definitely, I'm not gonna like necessarily take it so much away, but I do give like a little bit of critique for that because it just felt weird compared to like comparatively how they had everyone locked up. She was in the most maximum of maximum security shit.
Oh, I need to talk. We need to talk about my favorite character, Captain Boomerang.
Dude, I knew you would.
Just a big fucking unicorn. He's the
Fuck,
best.
fucking
Oh my
Captain
god,
Boomerang.
he
Nah,
is the
that
best part
shit.
of the.
He was good though. I want to say I liked. I wish maybe he got a little bit more, but
He's the comic relief. He was
he
fucking
was pretty
hilarious.
funny though. Yeah. He said, "All right, man. They're not really gonna do this. They're just getting inside our heads. So you go that way, I'll go this way, and we fucking break out." I was like, "Yeah, do that." They fucking blew that dude's head off. He just said, "Oh."
Yeah, that actually happens in the comics to Slipknot. That was like the only reason Slipknot is in there. When we went to go see that in theaters, we were like, "Well, he's dead."
Right.
One,
They can't afford that screen
he
time.
wasn't in the trailers.
That's funny. Yeah, no, he was good, dude. And a lot of his stuff came, I guess, at the right time too. Like some of his lines, even his serious ones. Like the when he was in the fucking in the bar. That bar scene, by the way, was fucking awesome until the very end. I can't remember what soiled it. Let's see. Check my notes here. Um,
Uh,
nothing. Okay, it never got soiled. I guess it was something. Just was a little bit like it wasn't big enough to put down, but up until that point, holy shit! Like, dude's telling the story, and that motherfucker just looks, and the kids. Oh my god, he looks genuinely concerned. And then fucking Harley, he killed him. And I was like, you
He's so
can't say it
dumb.
like that.
He's so dumb. He's like, and the kids? He killed them clearly,
Bro. But he thought, man, he was to me I liked it because as a bad guy he was like trying to hold on to like redemption, I guess. Like, no, he didn't actually get the
Well,
kids too.
he's got the. I mean, I guess to pull out the fucking stupid English teacher in my brain, he has the pink unicorn that represents, uh, um, innocence and shit. So maybe he
Right.
has like that little stupid heart.
Right? Or maybe he
Um,
lost his kids too. Maybe that's why. Maybe it was his daughter's thing. The
yeah.
fucking flamingo or the unicorn.
Flamingo, that unicorn.
Um,
Um,
but
no, that shit was funny. Whenever Rick Flag told them that they can leave, he just fucking walks out. He just like, all right.
right, he was the first one. He said, "Fuck peace, dude. Thanks."
uh,
Yeah, well, because it's true. That one thing I wondered when they were getting this team, I liked the team in the beginning, and I think too, like you were saying, I wish they would have done more regular missions, because it went straight from zero to hey, go fight this fucking Aztec god, and I was like, nobody can do that. None of them.
Also, it's so weird. She forms this team. She's like, in the comics, the Suicide Squad is supposed to be a squad filled with supervillains, yes, but to do like military missions, stuff that like Superman and Batman wouldn't do, like any stuff that's like in the best interest for the government. That's kind of shady, like
Right,
assassinating dictators and stuff like that.
right,
And that's what they do in the comics. But in the movie, she pitches them as a contingency plan in case another like Superman type being comes to Earth that doesn't have the same intentions as Superman, right? It's like
right,
a piece, like it's like evil. But she gathers up like almost no metahumans. She only
right,
gets like two.
right. And then one of them immediately betrays them, and I'm like, oh
Exactly.
no. Because I was like, yeah, no one but Diablo can fight any of them. I was like,
I don't think he could stand a chance against Superman the way he fucking almost lost to the brother of that one girl like really quickly.
right. We don't
He
know how
went to that
strong he
form and
was,
then-
but
Yeah,
no,
so.
that did he die by the way?
Yeah, he did.
Oh shit.
He got exploded with the bomb. Yeah.
That bomb
He was
sucks,
like,
though.
"Do it!"
Nah, fuck that bomb. That bomb didn't seem like it would be that it hurt him.
Right.
They could have done a little bit better, maybe.
Diablo just fucking burned into that dude's chest and like pulled his heart out. You gonna tell me a bomb blew that guy up?
Right. I was like, it would have been way cooler if he was the one who fought him and killed him, but then he used all his power or something. I liked his transformation though. That shit was cool because it was like a real transformation. He had like the little thin legs, like little like the.
It was very like really
bones.
well like made too with like CG. It didn't look bad. It looked really really good.
Right. That shit was fucking cool, dude. The fucking transformation.
Yeah, they spent money on that.
Clearly. Nah, that shit was dope as fuck. What
I will
else?
say his lines were kind of dumb though. They were also badly translated. Uh,
Translated from
so-
who? From where?
his lines at the end when he was talking to the Enchantress's brother when he was talking
Oh.
shit to him.
Okay, okay.
All
okay,
those
yeah.
lines were badly translated.
Okay, cool. Because I thought
it
the same
effectively
thing.
kind of means that, but not exactly. They want the
Okay.
right. Yeah. Like he said when he said that chingas this way, they just said you're screwed. I'm like, I guess. I guess that means you're screwed, sort of. Whatever.
No, because I did see one. It was like "fuck you, bitch" or something, and I was
Yeah.
like, that didn't seem right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, his lines weren't translated correctly, but.
But it's weird because they think this is a modern movie. They're gonna have enough like budget or people around that would have known. Because there was no like, it was a PG and it was an R movie, right?
I think it's PG-13.
So maybe that's why they cut some of his lines. Like they're not kind of like
But he
mistranslated.
said him. Maybe.
Because they were like, we can't have any like actual cuss words, or we'll go to like rated
Yeah.
R. So it was like doing like kind of whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd be
I
excited.
mean,
to
this
actually
movie
see
is
that.
fine. I'm fine with this one too.
Yeah.
I like pointing out the dumb shit in it. But
Dude, the soundtrack
definitely.
had some bangers all the way throughout, though, too.
Oh yeah, but you know the reason why?
Huh?
So this movie was supposed to be a lot darker. It wasn't supposed to be as like upbeat and have all the pop songs in it.
Oh, I
The
see.
success of Guardians made them want to make the movie that way.
Ah, I see. I don't know
So
if I would. I don't know if I would have a preference. I guess if it was like the songs were left or
yeah,
left out more
it is a
dark.
little too dark. It probably would have been annoying, if left alone. So who
Right.
knows? Um, 'Cause, I mean, even the setting just looks like shit. It's just all dark and it's just a shitty city, just covered in fucking rubble and shit.
What's weird is I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Because I guess the reason I didn't mind it is because
I
it was
like the
just the
buildings.
characters.
When they got inside the buildings, it did like make it look a little bit better. So,
Right. I do wish they would have done more because it's funny because I have in the notes, like whenever Enchantress turned, I
yeah.
was like, ooh, I wonder how this is gonna turn out. Where like one of them is the big bad, and they didn't play on that at all for the rest of the movie. um, but let's see.
We're talking about Amanda Waller's the big bad.
Oh, who shot that plane down, by the way? When
Uh,
they were going into the city, they just got shot down randomly. I'm like, what? The bad guys don't have guns.
it was some random rubble from her machine. Um,
I guess.
the Joker.
No, it was a machine gun. It was clearly like a fucking like anti-air gun.
The Joker.
You think it was him?
Maybe.
It would have to be him. It's not a bad write out, even if it wasn't. Uh,
Yeah.
if it
I
never
mean, they
got
had that big
exposed.
old gun on the helicopter that was supposed to get them after their mission was over.
Right. I
Uh,
imagine. I thought he kidnapped that long because he. I don't, where was he at? He was still searching for them. I think at
that's
the
another one that
base.
just fucking Deadshot immediately bonded to Harley, and then like whenever she was like shoot her down, and he was like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do that. She's my friend. Um, and then was whenever she got fucking shot down, they were like, Captain Boomerang was like, couldn't save her, mate. It's all good. And then he was all there. They looked upset about it. I'm like, they barely fucking met her.
Well, I did think
Um,
it was, in a sense, I give that a little pass because that was after they had that weird meeting on the stairs.
yeah,
Because I think what she said meant a lot to him when she was asking him if he ever had like love for anybody, and he was like,
yeah.
"Not in this line of work." She said, "Oh look, another fucking sociopath."
Well, in the comics, they end up dating. So,
Oh, I
I'm
see.
pretty sure they're gonna try to go through that, but they kind of didn't. Also, I think Will Smith doesn't want to do another Deadshot, so that's
Right.
also Axe. Uh, yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
Because
I
that's
think
what I thought.
after her and Joker break up in the comics, she dates Deadshot for a minute while they're in Suicide Squad together, and
Right.
then she leaves whenever she leaves Suicide Squad. I think she dates fucking Poison Ivy after that, and then
Right.
they kind of turn into good guys, anti-heroes, whatever you want to call them.
Right. They had like a whole bunch of adventures.
Yeah,
I wanted.
they
I
have
think
a
it was like
cartoon about it.
a
That's
show.
pretty
Yeah, I
good.
wanted to see that show about all their adventures and shit.
Yeah, it's really well done. I like that
Um,
show. Uh,
but yeah, no, I think that's what to me how I saw that was that it was because it was her. Like
yeah,
he would have probably shot Boomerang, dude. um,
yeah,
but then it was like he was like, if I do this, she just confirms the fucking what the shit she just talked to me. And
yeah,
it was like, damn it, I don't want to do that. And then he thinks about like, his daughter and shit. He's not supposed to be a bad guy anymore.
yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That for his character, it made the most sense. I thought it was pretty good, in the moment. But I guess yeah, it was pretty quickly. But I think that pretty quickly of it didn't feel as bad in this movie, given their situation.
Oof.
But also, I'm telling you, that Asian chick is feral, dude. Her character is weird, dude. That was the only one I was like really weird about the
She
whole
don't have a
movie.
character.
Like, she just shows up, has
She
like
barely has any
one-liners,
lines.
and it was like one her line is like, "I'm gonna kill them." He was like, "Whoa, hang down, Crabio. It's not that kind of flight," or some shit. Well, that guy was kind of funny.
I like Rick Flag. I like him a lot. I actually like him a lot in the next movie.
oh, he's
Um,
in there too.
he's in the second Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Him and Harley and Boomerang come back.
Nice.
No one else.
But yeah, no. So it looked she just looked crazy, like feral, and then she had a couple lines. She's like freaking out, and she never said anything, but was always trying to cut somebody open. But then randomly, it was like, hey, she's super sad and she's crying because she killed her husband with a blade that stole her soul. And I was like, what? You can't just tell me that randomly.
Well,
Like,
they're trying to make her like a character, but like
too
none
late.
of her stuff is important to the plot, so they just have to have somebody tell you about it.
Right. No,
Uh,
yeah, she had nothing to characterize her
I would
at
say if they
all.
took her and Croc out, I think the movie, and then they focus a lot more on like all those characters bonding throughout a couple missions, maybe just one or two before the big fucking mission. Then I think it'd probably be a better movie. Um,
I want more Croc.
I want less Croc.
I thought he was just
Also, he's not my
underwhelming.
Killer Croc. I want big CG Killer Croc. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
For one, but apparently they won an Oscar for his makeup. So
I mean, he was pretty good.
it's all makeup, prosthetics, and shit. He's not like CG at all. So
Right.
uh,
Dude, I like when she's beating the shit out of the fuck. Harley's beating the shit out of one of the guys. He was like, "Geez, stop, calm down," or something. I can't remember what he said. She was like, "What? I saw it move."
yeah, she was talking to Deadshot. I think she was beating up one of the fucking random goons on the floor
That
or
shit was funny.
minions.
One thing I didn't like about that one scene though was the whole superhero moment that Deadshot had when he jumps on the
Right.
car.
I I was fine with that scene, but to me, it's because I was like, this is what he could have been with his skills, but because he likes money and doesn't care about killing, he's a bad guy. Um, so
I
I
guess
was
I
fine with
like
it.
that. I like that idea. I like that premise. I guess the way it was presented, maybe it had like the heroic music and shit. He's like on top of the car, just
Yeah,
like he's taking the front lines by himself. He's like Captain America, and I could see in that scene.
yeah.
And that was like why I guess it was a little jarring for me. Maybe if they would have toned it down a little bit, but showed
That's
the
like my
same
whole problem
thing.
with the whole movie is it doesn't know what the hell it wants to be. um,
That makes
it just like
sense.
it teeter totters between. Is this a movie about a bunch of bad people being bad or trying to be good, or they end up doing good things because they're forced to? Um, but deep down they want to be. They don't know.
Right. And yeah, a lot of it isn't executed because there's so much like cooks in the kitchen, I guess, with these things.
Yeah.
Because I liked what's her name at first, the boss bitch lady.
Oh, I love the boss bitch all through and through
Um,
in this whole movie.
so I
Um,
didn't like it in the end. What did she do? She did something that I didn't
she
like toward
killed
the
all
end.
her fucking men. Uh,
Um, maybe that was it. Because at some
she's
point
a
I
she's
wish
a
I
bad
remembered.
evil bitch through and through, but she works for the U.S. government, and she's like, she does all these bad things for what she thinks is a good reason. Um,
It was in the very end when she came back and put them all in prison. Still,
oh,
that was when I lost. I liked her everything up before that moment. When she comes back, she's like,
you
"Yeah,
think she should have let them go?
10 years off your life sentence." And dude looks and he said the exact same thing was on my fucking mind. Wow, 10 years off a triple life sentence. And I was like, yeah, you didn't get anything. You did all this shit for fucking nothing. You get no benefit.
Well, it would have made. I would say if they did like one or two missions before, and then each mission was like a 5 year off your life sentence, and then the fucking that mission it would have been played off as a joke, right? Because they'd be like, "What's that?" And like they did two really easy missions, like earlier in the movie. If they did that,
Yeah.
and it was like super easy missions, but they got 5 years off every time they assassinated like a politician that the U.S. government didn't like. And then they did some crazy just end of the world mission, and then she had 10 years off. What?
Bro,
That would have been
fuck
played off
that.
as a joke. It would have been hilarious,
Okay,
I
that would
think.
have been a little bit better maybe, but yeah, the way she delivered it in the whole scene, it just left me like feeling sad because by this
Yeah.
point I'm rooting for these guys, and it just turned her into an actual bad guy in my eyes. I was like,
Or or better yet, it's the same. Every mission is only 5 years off your life sentence.
bro,
She
per
just,
mission,
she's
no.
yeah. The first two are super easy. They just go in, they kill the fucking politician, they get out, and then like this is the third mission. It's a big bad end of the world, and then she goes, "You get 5 years off your life sentence." What are you talking about? We did all this. We and then she goes, "Okay, I guess 10 years, whatever."
Fucking crazy bitch. When she killed all those people. I said, what the fuck? She just killed all those
they
dudes.
weren't they weren't authorized for that knowledge.
I don't know. That shit just, oof. That
Yeah,
shit felt wrong to me. Something about that scene, I was like, that's wrong. I'm
yeah.
like,
She's supposed to be an evil bitch.
yeah, but I didn't think so in the beginning. I didn't think she was
Oh
like,
no, she's an evil
oof.
bitch.
Oh my
She's a
god.
and she has no powers. She's fucking evil Batman.
Pretty much.
She has a lot of leverage over a bunch of villains. That's what makes her so fucking threatening. She has no powers, but if you piss her off, she can fucking get a supervillain to do something very hidden under the radar that no one will know about.
Fucking crazy bitch,
I
dude.
love her. I think they started making her actually like fight and stuff, but whatever. Not a fan of
Right.
that.
Yeah, nah, she
Uh,
shouldn't fight. She reminds me of the R6 lady when Siege first came out.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
She was
Uh,
cool, only she wasn't evil.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah,
I think they just called her Six. I don't think.
yeah. She reminded me of the one from James Bond, the one who always was like took the orders
You know, the
from.
Six lady is the mom of Black Panther.
What?
Yeah, that's
No
her.
way. Why does she still look so much less badass in the movies?
Uh.
Because that was her likeness, right? That was the digital likeness in Siege.
That was she was the voice actress too.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. So like, I was like, she's
Yeah,
just like super intimidating and badass. Then the
yeah.
mom was always so like in Black Panther was always so friendly and heartwarming. I
She
just
was
want to
supposed
give
to
her
be
a
very
hug.
motherly. Well, she hadn't talked to any of the villains.
I
She
guess
only
you're
really
right.
talked
Yeah, that
to
makes sense.
T'Challa.
And it really goes to show though how like attitude and presentation can drastically define like how you view a person too. Because that
Yeah,
was the same person with the same voice and the same stature, just in a little bit different clothes, I guess. But
yeah.
crazy. But then again, I guess it's funny because you look at like how many people. I think was someone tried to physically attack the dude who played that bastard kid from Game of Thrones. Is what I heard.
Yeah,
Like in real life, like somebody
yeah.
tried to
People are
fucking.
crazy.
I was like, holy shit! So really, I guess it does like the way you present somebody. You can truly like.
You can really hate him, yeah, because
But no, she was really good throughout the whole movie though. Even the beginning too, like when she's getting all their fucking records and stuff together.
yeah.
Because dude always thinks he's on top. Flick or Fick.
Flag,
It's like
Rick.
Fleck,
It's Rick Flag.
Flack, FLECK,
Flag.
Flag. Weird.
Yeah,
I can't
he's
remember.
patriotic. He's American.
I just called him Flick.
He's a soldier. He's Captain America. He's
But
Rick
he was cool
Flag.
because he was always like, yeah, I'm in charge. But his character was kind of weird because he would go randomly into a dickhead, and I was like, what? I guess it wasn't
Yeah,
randomly. By the end, it felt like he's been kind of consistently a dickhead, but not really.
he doesn't want to bond with these bad guys because they're not soldiers.
You know, if you
But
say it that way as a character, I kind of like it because then it
yeah,
makes the weird acting feel like it's on
by the end of the
purpose.
movie, he's bonded with Deadshot. Um,
Right, right. No, it makes
he
sense.
he respects Deadshot by the end of the movie.
Because those lines didn't feel right. When he comes out and they're doing like the briefing, giving everyone all dressed up,
Yeah,
when Boomerang shows up, he was just like talking shit and it didn't feel right. I'm like, this sounds weird, dude. Like, I don't. There was just something off about it.
he even told Amanda that he didn't want to fucking have to lead villains. He
Right,
wants soldiers. He just wants other soldiers. These guys have no discipline. I don't want nothing to do with them.
right.
Um,
So now he's trying to be extra dickhead because maybe
yeah,
that's the only way he knows how to try and like get dominance.
yeah,
And that's why his little speech felt weird, but then Deadshot called him out on it.
yeah.
Wow, that's really good. Holy shit! I didn't fucking that's like
I
something I
said
noticed.
there is a movie in here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think when I see it, to I guess skip to the end, I would pretty much would give this like a 6, maybe a 5.5. But I think
But
overall it had potential to be like a fucking 8.
I definitely
But
visually no, but uh,
yeah, no, there wasn't too much that like
there's a
cool, like
lot
you
of
said,
really
cool
like to
environments.
fucking be more of my fucking stupid bougie pretentious ass. There's a lot of really artistically beautiful shots. Like whenever Enchantress, like her hand comes out under Doom's
Yo,
hand.
that
That
shit was
shit,
so awesome.
transformation. All the fire scenes with Diablo.
Yes.
I'll say a lot of the Diablo's backstory seems very fucking novella-esque, and I didn't like that. It seemed really cheesy.
A
Um,
little bit, yeah.
his girlfriend, I mean, I guess his girlfriend wasn't ghetto, but like it didn't seem like she would be with someone like him. So,
But that's
um,
love. That's true love,
nah,
George.
nah, dude, she had to be at least a little ghetto. I'm sorry.
She probably
Make
came
her
from
look a little more ghetto than she did, and I'll be
But they
okay with
came
it.
from the
Which,
same life. She left it behind at that point.
uh,
That's why she told him to leave it behind. She said, "What is this shit?" She didn't seem
where
like
do
she
you
was
think his
shocked.
money come from?
Shit. I mean, she thought he was a good man, turned a new leaf. It's one of those where like
Okay,
it's true, but you just deny it until it's too late.
okay. Nah, I don't know. Those scenes needed a little more attention, I guess. I don't know. They
Right, right.
seemed very like novella-esque, and I didn't like them. Um, fuck. I remember like while I was watching it, I was like, "Ooh, that's a really good artistic shot." No, I can't remember any of them off the top of my head right now.
Right.
Um,
Um.
all the Joker stuff was really cool too. Like they're visually.
Yeah, that's true. One thing I ever seen that was like bad, I think, was when he was on the plane. His voice sounded a little bit weird after he like got Harley back.
Yeah,
He had like a weird line where his like, and I guess even throughout the whole movie, his accent, I don't know, Joker-esque thing, it would fluctuate between
yeah.
like random New York shit to like what's his name from the fucking Dark Knight Rises. It would translate to his for yeah, it would just kind of fluctuate between like two or three voices.
You merely adopted the dark.
Um, so like I didn't know which one it was, and like because I got some Ledger in there, I got some Gangster in there, some
You
Boston
like
in
his?
there.
Did you like his laugh?
Yeah. Um, I thought it was good. I liked a lot of
Yeah,
that. I liked his like his just fucking craziness a little bit was good. Even when he goes to save her, I thought that shit was really good.
I think that's the damaged tattoo on his forehead was a little bit much. That's the only one. I like the rest of his tattoos.
Got you. I don't think I remember it.
Oh, I didn't like his grill. His grill looked dumb as
Yeah, I
shit.
don't. Not a big fan of that one. I think it was a little bit too much.
I thought the grills. I thought a fucking teeth grills were out of fucking style by like 2014,
Probably even
2016.
sooner, right? Because I mean, Paul
Yeah,
Wall and them were big back in like fuck. Paul Wall, Mike Jones, that whole rave. That shit happened in
yeah.
like 2007,
Yeah, I
2006.
told Keely when we were watching the movie, I said, I think fucking stopped being popular in like 2000, 2008,
Right.
2006. I don't. I said I'm not sure, but it seems way before this movie came out.
Right.
No idea
Definitely.
why the fuck.
Nah, and that's one of those things. Maybe whoever was like writing just didn't know enough, so they just went
Yeah,
and like Googled pop stars or whatever, and were like, "Oh, that's the newest rap pop star. Look,
I
that
think Jared. I think Jared Leto was in charge of his own like look
was he."
for the movie. Yeah,
Huh. Well, maybe he doesn't listen. Maybe he's not part of the culture. I guess.
I was thinking like Harley Quinn looks good. I don't know. Like, I mean, they also look like they match, but she at least looks a little less, like a little more toned down than he did.
Right. And that's the
I will
problem. I
say
think
he did
is
have a lot of drip though. I loved a lot of his fucking
the rings
his
and shit.
outfits. You know, his outfit, his rings,
That shit was pretty good.
his fucking coats. They all look good.
Right. Nah, and I like too, cause like, when he goes to find what's his name, I thought that shit was fucking cool. When the same guy that was making jokes with Deadshot in the beginning, he fucking
Yeah,
like yokes his ass up in the casino, and like when he
yeah,
walks in like a boss ass motherfucker, starts talking shit.
that was a pretty good scene.
Yeah,
Not
he was
gonna
like, we're
lie.
gonna be best friends or some shit. I was like, oh man. He made him kiss the ring. He said, you know, I feel like you meant that. Yo, that
Yeah,
shit was, that shit
yeah,
was good.
yeah. He didn't do a bad job.
No, everyone
Being
said
a
it was the
Joker.
most horrendous dog shit they'd ever seen. I'm like, no way, dude. He did a fucking great job for most of it.
I will say everybody just remembers the dumb stories that all the actors told about him on set. That he
Hmm.
would like mail all the other actors like like fucking condoms in boxes and shit and dead rats. Like, okay, that's
For what?
weird. Because he was getting in character.
Bro, just method
Uh,
actor. He took method acting too far.
yeah, he was just being really weird on set.
That's
Granted,
funny,
Heath Ledger did. I mean, he wasn't. He didn't go and do all that shit, but he
right?
kept a journal as like where he wrote things as the Joker. Um,
Right?
I don't know where the hell that is now, but yeah, that there's a journal that Heath Ledger kept like a lot of notes and things for the movie in for himself. But like the little lip thing that he does, he wrote
Right?
it down somewhere in that journal. They're like, "Oh, do this. It's very interesting. People get a weird reaction from it."
Right?
Um,
Right?
so
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I think
but
yeah, the grill was not even necessarily terrible, but I think it was a little much because it took away from his character in his scenes.
yeah,
That was
hmm
the problem. Like when I look at the scene, I can't focus on him because that shit is just shining from the heavens in my face.
Now if he took that grill off and then he had no fucking teeth because Batman punched him in the mouth one too many times,
Bro,
um, that would have been a cool reason to have that.
yeah, that would have
Uh,
made it way better, right? Yeah, if he was like, because that's like his smile, right? And maybe like he has the fucking the thing on his thumb too, like for his thumb and index.
yeah, the tattoo on his hand
Yeah,
because
so it's like
maybe he
he
like
had
had
got
all
it
his teeth.
first,
Yeah,
but because
um,
his teeth were fucked up, but then eventually he got rich as fuck, and now that he's rich as fuck, he can
yeah,
afford the fake teeth.
yeah,
That's really cool. So they could have done that a little better, because then if I have a reason for it to be there, I
yeah,
don't care if it's distracting from the scene.
yeah,
Because it's like, oh, that's a part of his character, so it kind of adds to the scene more
yeah.
so.
I would say one of the tattoos that you can't see in the movie, but you see in the oh no, you do see it in the movie. He is shirtless in one scene. He has on his arm. He has like a bird that's shot with like an arrow or something. So a lot of people thought he might have been a Robin or something because he seems too young to be the Joker.
Right.
But yeah, Granted, Jared Leto's old as fuck, even in that movie, so he
But he's
just looks
so
really good for
handsome.
his age.
Right. When they had like the shot with them in like the fake world,
Yeah,
I said, "Oh my goodness, is that Leonardo DiCaprio?" um,
Jared Leto. He's a good looking
right.
man. Uh,
But that shit is funny. But yeah, no, I think
uh,
the people who critique that so much, like, no, I think he did pretty good. The like I said, the his voice is a little bit weird from time to time, but it was never like egregious.
yeah.
Um, and I actually wanted, yeah, I
Uh,
wanted more of him too.
Yeah, definitely. There's a
And I
lot of
was,
I mean, I said there's a lot of deleted scenes that you just can't watch. There's some in like the older trailers that you can see like, well, what's that? There's one like clearly after the helicopter crash, and he's like half of his face is burnt, and he
dang,
throws like a grenade and runs away. Um, that I remember distinctly, and I was like, where was that? And yeah,
right. And then he comes back as you at the end. He's pretty much that
yeah.
was cool too. When he shows up with all the goons, that was just a
I,
cool shot.
I love the goon with the panda suit. That's my favorite goon.
Yeah, that shit was just cool. I
Uh,
will say I didn't like her transformation as much.
oh, when she fell in the
Um,
the acid.
no, that
Yeah.
was cool. I like that whole scene. That scene was fucking
Oh,
awesome
okay.
because he was gonna kill her.
Yeah.
That scene, like he genuinely was like, "Yep, all right, go die, you bitch." And then it was like, I guess for the first time ever, he was like, thought about it. He was like, "Oh shit, she just jumped into a fucking vat and is gonna die for me. That bitch loves me. Hold on." And then he went and saved her.
Yeah.
That was just a cool thing to watch his character kind of grow in that moment and to watch her willingness to commit to him. It was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Um, and then I think it even made it better because even though he planned on letting her die, I don't think she ever believed that. So when he saved her, it was like, yeah, I knew he'd be here all along. So it almost reinforced after the fact the love she had before, making their bond even closer. I was like, oh shit, that was really good. But I meant before that, and I know this is actually her story and everything, but I guess seeing it on screen, it
Ooh,
just
she was a psychiatrist.
yeah,
And
she's just talking to him. She's just like, having little visits with him. And then he's like, I need a machine gun. And then all of a sudden there's fucking 50 armored goons just running through destroying the whole place. Like, it just felt weird. Like that,
mhm.
maybe it was the way it was shot, but yeah, it was just like, it goes from that scene to the next.
Yeah.
Um, and I just felt like that was a huge jump for her character being like a regular doctor and then having a slight flirtation with this guy. And the very next shot, seconds later, is she hired a bunch of goons to come bust him out.
Yeah.
Um,
I
unless
think
he
those were
had the
his
money.
goons. They were already planning a bust out. Because like even after the breakout, he put her on like a gurney and started like shock therapying her, like shocking her in the
Oh
inside like her
yeah,
temples.
that the scene did happen. So that's when she went crazy.
Yeah.
But she already liked him a little
She was
bit.
already
So
kind of crazy. She had some kind of like attachment issues.
I
Um,
see. Now that makes it a
so
little better because yeah, I forgot they had like the whole
even
torture
in the
shit.
comics, they do it that like apparently a lot of people who like go into psychiatry are also people who have some kind of mental issue,
Makes sense.
because
Usually you
they
want to
want
heal
to
in the world what you see in yourself, right?
exactly. So, um, she yeah, um yeah. Let's say in the comics when they added her after the Batman animated series made her, and then they added her to the comics afterwards. So in the comics, they show her treating Joker in Arkham, and then Joker escaping and Batman beating him up, and then she's like, "No, why are you hurting him?" So she like had special interest in the Joker, and also he like manipulated her into thinking he was just a victim. So,
Right, and that
uh,
makes much more sense, right? We obviously don't have time to get all of that,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely not. Yeah,
So it's not like it was crazy rush.
there
And
was
I
talk that
actually
they were gonna do like a Mad Love, movie, which was gonna be her and Joker's like origin story,
oh that'd have been
but
cool to if a prequel to this.
yeah,
Yeah, that would have been much better, I think. And then too, if they even got other prequels too, we could have got Deadshot. We could have got not
yeah, I think that
Diablo. I don't think
yeah.
Diablo needs his own movie.
Nah, he could have just been one and done with this movie, and that's
Right,
it.
right. I think he would have been fine. Boomerang's fine. Croc maybe could have got his own movie. It just depends. Maybe I'm
Uh,
biased. I just think he was so underwhelming in this movie. I'm like, do something cool. You're a
that's why
cool
I didn't
gator
like him. I'm
man.
like, they didn't do anything with him.
Not at all. He
Is
just stood there the whole movie and had like two lines, and then at the very end, oh, we have to go in here because this thing is flooded. Look at me, the perfect opportunity to do something useful. And it
right.
was like, man, fuck that. You just shit all over this character. He didn't need to be in the movie at all. But like, I wanted
Agreed.
him to be in the. I want him to be
Him
in
and
the movie
Katana.
though.
Him and Katana. I think could have been cut out of the movie. Just put some
Completely.
random red shirts and have them die. Uh,
Right. No, they definitely could have just done without either one of those. It just sucks
yeah.
because I don't think she needed to be there at all, but I think Croc not needed to be, but you could have done some cool stuff with him versus I don't think she even had a place to fit.
Yeah.
Unless she was a bad guy, because they did show her killing the fuck out of somebody, like
You know, she's not a
previously.
bad guy. She's got Rick's back.
I see. Well, who was those people? She was like, "Where'd you come from?" or something. Or sorry, you're late, and it showed her killing a bunch of people.
Those were bad guys.
Yeah, but like, so she's just a regular good guy, bad guy, or one of these bad guy, good guys.
She's a good guy.
So she's a good guy, bad guy.
No, she's not a bad guy. She's a good guy.
No, she's a bad guy. She goes around killing motherfuckers across like the
He
world.
kills
I
bad
guess.
guys.
So it's like it would have been cool to see like her
It's like the
perspective.
Punisher. She's not a bad guy. She's an anti-hero.
Punisher's definitely a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy. He's a good guy.
He does good things ish, but he's definitely a bad guy.
He's not. He leads more on the good guy side than Venom does.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Must be a goose.
No, he literally walks, acts, looks, and says everything like
He's
a
a
bad
good guy. What are you talking about? He's always been a good guy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about all of his mannerisms, the way that he carries himself, the shit that he does.
He's just an edgy good guy.
It's definitely stock standard for bad guy material.
He is an edgy good guy.
But now I guess if you don't, I don't know. I guess depends on how you
Like
qualify.
Deadpool. Deadpool's an edgy good guy.
I'll give you, he's more of a good guy than anybody.
Shit. You're gonna sit here and tell me that Deadpool is more of a good guy than Punisher is?
Yeah,
No.
maybe it's because he's more charming. I don't know.
Punisher only punishes bad guys.
Deadpool only punishes bad guys.
No, he's gotten in plenty of fights with good guys.
Yeah, because they came after him. It was self-defense.
Okay.
It's true.
Alright, whatever.
If they would have left him alone, he'd have been okay. Maybe, I don't know. He's definitely ambiguous. But what do you call it? Yeah. Fuck, where we going with? Oh yeah, because I was thinking if she would have done something cool, like for her to need to be there. They're all bad guys who essentially got kidnapped and like forced into this life.
Yeah.
But they're doing the same thing she does, essentially.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of cool to see their perspectives. You know what I mean? Like, and them not be friends because it's like, fuck you.
The whole
what makes you better than us, right?
Yeah.
Because literally, she can just do whatever she wants. She's free. She can go here, go there, just do missions, kill whoever she wants, do whatever she wants, and they can't. So it's like that doesn't make any fucking sense. They're now equals in terms of their job description, and yet they get freedom and she
Well, it's because
doesn't.
they want to leave. They're being forced to. She's just there voluntarily. She signed up for the job. They were forced into it.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Because she's not going to go betray them.
Yep.
They might. Because they are bad guys. I don't know. They could have just hired him. That's the weird thing too. The government could have just hired Deadshot.
That is true.
They never even needed to kidnap him.
Well, they can just get him for free because he's in prison.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, you could have.
I mean, that's like a commentary on what we already have. Like, I don't know if you know about the 13th Amendment. That's the one that makes it where slavery is illegal. But there's a caveat in the 13th Amendment that says something to the effect of slavery, that a man shall not be forced to do work for another man or entity unless they're imprisoned for a crime. And I don't remember if it's specifically a felony or something like that, but basically we can enslave our prisoners. That is in the 13th Amendment. That is legal. And so that's what this basically plays on. It's kind of a commentary on that.
Right. I remember actually hearing about that shit from somebody.
They do it in California. They make them fight fires like they're firefighters with no training and shit.
That's crazy.
Or like really, really cheap. It's a lot cheaper to do that than to actually just get the fire department to do that shit, to fight wildfires and shit.
And their lives aren't as important, air quotes, if you're in that position.
It's really bad. So that's basically what it is. It's supposed to be.
I guess that makes sense. From their perspective, like, fuck yeah. That's super fucked up, though.
Yeah.
But cool. That makes this movie even better. Not too much better, but not too much better at all. But
that makes the comic book better. I don't know if it makes the movie better.
Right. It's just a neat little thing. It doesn't make the movie much better at all. But I think that's just still a neat thing to play in. But I actually don't have too much notes for this movie. That was kind of most of it. We kind of got through all of it. Pretty short one today. We're under an hour actually so far.
Are we really?
Yep.
Oh shit.
So this one worked out pretty good. But I mean,
We
there's
gotta
not
stretch
much
this
to
one
say.
out. Hold on. We talked about Will Smith, his character, his daughter. Have we talked about his daughter?
No, she was good. She was fine, I guess. She felt somewhat like a set piece or whatever you call it. Like she's just there for him and his motivations.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I'm not mad at that. That's why I didn't bring her up, I guess, because it was kind of understood. She's there for his motivations.
Mm. Uh, we mentioned Unicorn Boy and the Boomerang and the Flash. I don't know how the hell he's supposed to fight the Flash, but whatever. Um, damn.
Well, he couldn't. That's why he got beat up.
Oh yeah, I liked whenever the fucking what was it called? The Joker fucking drove that car into the fucking river or lake, and Harley's like, I can't swim,
Bro,
he just gets away. He's fucking leaves her ass,
that shit was fucked up.
and then she fucking fakes that she's passed out. When Batman goes to grab her, and she fucking pulls a knife out.
That shit was funny. Just to kiss him, that shit was funny.
Oh yeah, she faked that she was drowned, and she fucking made out with him, and he was like, stop,
bro. That's super funny for her character. That scene was good. He punched that bitch in the nose underwater too.
Yeah, he did.
You know how much force you have to punch hard enough to do that underwater? Holy shit. Batman's ripped as fuck.
Some people say that's their favorite Batman, by the way. I said, this is because he's pretty.
Interesting. I don't know.
I'm
a little biased. I don't know. I think he seems really cool as Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like
he's pretty suave. He does seem like Bruce Wayne. He does have that chin.
Right. Christian Bale was too like pretty boy, I guess, for Bruce Wayne for me. But he did a really good Batman.
He did a great Batman.
So he was Batman for me. I think his Batman was really fucking good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't seen obviously Batman vs Superman. So once I see that, I'll be able to kind of critique them both, I guess, side by side. I gotta get that movie though. I'll have to order it or something.
Well, my favorite Batman I think now is the new one.
I haven't seen it yet.
Twilight Boy.
Is that where does he show up in? He has another movie, or is he in the Joker?
Yeah, movie came out last year. So, it's just called The Batman.
The Batman. I'll have to go check that out then. There's a lot to check out. This is hard though because I don't have the service for it.
All right.
Yeah, like, subscribe, do all the things. Because genuinely, I actually found out how important that is. So.
Pretty fucking important. Even if you hate us, leave a comment talking about how shit we are.
Right.
That also helps.
And then obviously sharing. That's the biggest thing. But how do you share something to some people like who don't listen to the same shit as you, right? But if you do have any friends that would listen to like stuff like this, definitely share us to those friends, and then you guys can talk about what we talked about. Yeah. It's talk aboutception, right?
What about Inception?
It's talkception. They talk. He talk. You know, he, she.
Oh yeah, just hate comment. We love that shit.
Just hate comment. Don't hate comment. Actually, you can hate comment because
constantly hate comment, and then send to all your friends that would hate us, so they can hate comment, and we'll be famous through the hate.
It works, and that's kind of what our end goal is in a way, right? Because we're supposed to be here to talk down people who just hate everything.
I'm not talking down people. I'm just telling them how good some bad movies are.
Well, that's my idea, is to talk down some people who hate everything. Not to say that they're wrong in their critiques, but to just dial it back a little bit and say, yeah, this critique is definitely valid, but this and this and this was also good, leaving the movie at a net whatever rating, right? So eventually we are going to need a lot of people who hate everything.
You can't tell, but I was shaking my head, yes.
So also, what's your number? I'm giving this one a 5.5.
Oh, I'm probably giving it a 5.
Okay, that sounds about right.
It's average.
Yeah, and that's what I think. It's an average.
Eat some popcorn, turn your brain off.
Yeah, and I want to give it a 6, but I just can't.
I can't give it a 6.
No, I can't. So 5.5. I think it's better at a 5, closer to, but I'm really nice. So I try and inflate my numbers because I do feel like this movie has a lot of charm and a lot of really good things about it. It just wasn't executed as good, so it definitely drops a little bit. But okay, now Truly. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Truly signing off.